Hello, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans, and welcome in to Griffith Field at the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shaker Heights taking on the Fairbanks Panthers in what is their very first scrimmage game here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Here we're going to be covering 5 games, 3 baseball, 2 softball, just the softball game and the baseball game. They finally overlap there in that final day. Shaker might as well have a 4th game, and we will be covering that as well, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Shaker Heights in their very first scrimmage game out in South Carolina, though they have had 2 already back home in Ohio. Shaker Heights won each of those. They beat Beechwood and then North Ridgeville, though the North Ridgeville game posed a little bit of concerns after their final. They did, of course, win 3-2, I believe was their final there, but Shaker Heights did struggle in getting those hits. They actually did only have 1. Their runs came off of 6 walks against the North Ridgeville squad, and now Shaker Heights is just looking to get their bats going, even though their pitching should still be rather solid. And today you're going to be seeing Quinn Malone get his very first varsity start in this scrimmage, and hopefully he'll be able to get things done. If you know Quinn Malone from my calls, that's because he was the backup to Jasir Edie in the QB race for the Shaker Heights football squad, but today he's going to be making his starting pitcher name known, and we will see how it all works out. We're going to be sending you down. Nate Landever going to start off the batting order. We'll tell you the remainder of the batting order in just a moment, but yeah, Nate Landever getting set to take the plate and get set for some good old Shaker Heights baseball. Happy to be back with you. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We're going to be getting you back down there. Nate Landever, number 2 on the back of his jersey. The Red Raiders, of course, in their red uniforms. Nate Landever, the last time Shaker Heights actually played a game out of state, that was against North Allegheny in the very first inning. Nate Landever popped one out to right, and today that's not too out of the question. Only 310 to right field today. Out in center, a bit different of a story, 391 feet to dead center. Here Nate Landever swings through, strike 1, and we are underway. Thank you very much for joining here in Myrtle Beach. Shaker Heights kicks things off with Nate Landever at the plate, batting left once again. From the set, the pitch, he's going to take strike 2. So already 0-2 is your count. Up next would be Michael Coxon, the new catching name behind the plate. Braden White suffered a little bit of an injury, so we're going to be seeing Michael Coxon handle the duties behind the plate today. Yeah, Braden White had a bit of a hockey injury in that very final game. Shaker Heights just barely lost to US in that hockey game to get US to move on, though they didn't actually make it out of the Final Four, which was the surprising factor. But regardless, as this one is low and inside on Landever, 2-2 your count. Braden White is going to be your designated hitter today in that 4 spot. Landever on a 2-2 pitch coming his way. That one just low. Catcher tried to frame it the best he could, but won't exactly work. Ross, your catcher here today. Your pitcher is Woody, number 15 for Fairbanks. You can assume he didn't pitch any of the last game for Fairbanks because, well, they just played only about half an hour ago that game ended. This one, ooh, just barely misses, I suppose on the outside half of the plate. And so with that, Nate Landever works the count from 0-2 to a walk, and Shaker Heights has their very first base runner here today. Again, Michael Coxon going to be the next guy up. Nate Landever about to take his lead off of first. Michael Coxon, number 4 on the back of his jersey, taking the number of graduate Andrew Fogarty. And here the first pitch to the right-handed batter. That one a little up high and inside. But yeah, Fairbanks just played only moments ago right here at Griffith Field at the Ripken Experience, and wasn't too good of an outing for them. They lost 9-0. And when talking to the parents, their opponent, a New Jersey school. Here another pitch, this time inside on Coxon once more. So that's 8 pitches now for Woody. He had 2 strikes, but after that, 6 straight balls, and we'll see if a 7th comes over to Coxon. Here it comes. Ooh, that one just clipping the outside corner. And also, excuse camera work if it's a little bit fuzzy. This is the best camera angle we could get here at Griffith Field in Myrtle Beach. Again, it's going to be this game at Griffith Field. Then we're going to be seeing a couple others at Crossley Field. This one popped up. It looks like it'll be caught in foul territory. Nate Landover just going to get back in time, but regardless, the ball missed by the first baseman, Oler. So Michael Coxon going to stay alive, maybe getting a little bit of a gift that time as it just barely missed the glove of that first baseman. But with that, yes, the count goes 2-2. Still no outs yet as Landover taking his lead off of first. Woody going to check him over. Doesn't look like he's going to make that throw. Landover just tried to steal here. He will not do the same. Landover getting back as Rosh, the catcher, made his motion over to first, but he didn't throw it away. Back to a full count, just as we saw in the last one. Landover taking a solid lead. Here's the payoff pitch with 0 outs. This one popped up into foul territory to the right side. This one's going to be out of play right off the roof of the Fairbanks dugout to your right side. To the left side, Shaker Heights, the away team in today's affair, of course. They're batting first. So we're going to be seeing another payoff pitch as that one fouled off to the right. Michael Coxon, tall batting stance, right-handed. Going to be your catcher in today's game. And you rarely see a catcher in the 2 spot, but today he is battling and kind of proving why he should be in that 2 spot. Typically in the 2 spot, you're seeing the kind of guys that make good contact, get on base frequently, because then right behind you, you got your big-time number 3 guy, who today is going to be Aaron Neiman, who's taking some swings from the on-deck circle. And then in the 4 spot, you always got the power guy, and that's Braden White. Here, Michael Coxon going to pop this one up right over to us. And this one, once again, going to fall into the backstop. Now, that's a big piece that we got to keep in mind. If you can see, this backstop is massive. So if a ball gets past a catcher, regardless of whether it's Fairbanks or it's Shaker Heights, a runner, including Nate Landover, who's a fast guy there at first, he can bolt all the way from first to third if he really hustled his way. Here's the next pitch to Coxon. He's going to line this one off to left field. That's going to find the gap between the center fielder and right fielder. Nate Landover getting waved home, and Michael Coxon with an early RBI double to get the Red Raiders on the board. 1 walk, 1 double gets Nate Landover home, and Shaker Heights already with a lead. Still no outs to their name. Aaron Neiman going to be making his first at-bat here on the broadcast. And yeah, Shaker Heights looking just fine already. Beauty of a swing from number 4, Michael Coxon. He's going to take a bit of a hefty lead off of second. Woody check it over at second, but now he'll deliver off to Neiman. That one's right down Main Street as he takes it. So runner in scoring position, that's Coxon. Neiman, one of the big-time hitters that we have seen out of Shaker Heights in batting practices and just in all of these scrimmages. Here, this one's fouled right back into the near side netting. Braden White going to go ahead and snatch it up and take it right back over to the on-deck circle. Again, Braden White, that 4-hole hitter, because he's got the power to his name. And he only did have 6 hits last season, but 3 of them were home runs, 2 of them coming against Cleveland Heights. And here, Neiman going to take one in the dirt. Coxon with a bit happy feet out there over at second. He's just going to make his way back over to second and remain safe. Almost already 20 pitches to Woody, that one number 18th. And Neiman just waiting for the good pitch to knock out into right field. Again, 310. He could be a guy that even hits a home run off today. That one just outside. 2-2 goes your count. Still 0 outs. Braden White looks over, timing up his swing to Woody. Now here's your 2-2. Neiman takes a hack at that one, and it'll just hit the tip of the bat and work its way into the backstop. It's a bit of a hustle for Braden White to get back there. Again, mighty, mighty backstop. Catcher doing just fine so far. That's Rosh. doing just fine so far, not letting any balls get by, and that's just something Michael Coxon needs to keep in mind as well. This backstop gives you no graces as a pitcher or catcher. Here, Neiman swings through strike 3, and so Woody going to record his first out off of pitch number 21. And so we'll see what Braden White can do. As you can see, taking some big hacks before he steps into the right-handed hitter's box. Casey Robinson going to be your 5-hole hitter with number 5 on the back of his jersey. Michael Coxon, once again with his lead off of second. Braden White takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Again, Braden White with only 6 hits last season, which doesn't sound too great, and honestly, his average could use some improvement this season. But again, when you're hitting 50% of your hits as home runs, sometimes that's always something to take into account. This pitch down low, 2-0 goes your count. Coxon playing it safely over at second. Looks like he's kind of trying to get in the mind of Woody, the pitcher here today. As immediately, when Woody looked him over, immediately Coxon took his steps off of second. Here, Braden White swings through a little bit of an upstairs pitch. 2-1 goes your count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away off of the Aaron Neiman strikeout. And Woody hoping to keep this a 1-0 affair as we go into their side of batting. The Panthers pitcher sends this one low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. We'll see if Braden White can also get a walk. He'll help out his on-base percentage, of course, early on here at the Ripken Experience. And here's the pitch. That one upstairs and in on Braden White. He's going to walk on 5 pitches. And so now 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. That's Michael Coxon over at second, but Braden White going to join the party over at first. So out comes Casey Robinson, and you know him as being one of the best pitchers that Shaker Heights has seen in a minute. Not a whole lot of speed on him, but a lot of good movement from Casey Robinson. Not sure we're going to see him on the pitching side today, but we're definitely going to see him throughout the regular season, making some guys in the batter's box look silly. Last season, of course, against GCC rival Medina, he had, of course, accidentally worked his way to a bases-loaded no-out situation. But after that, I believe he struck the next 3 guys out. So he's a guy that can handle the pressure. And right now, no pressure to him just yet, as it's a 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. Malachi Kranz taking some swings in the on-deck circle, but now heading back as it looks like he's going to switch up his bat. And the next pitch to Casey Robinson, down low. Coxon and White going to take off for third and second, and that'll move 2 guys into scoring position. And no, that one didn't make its way all the way to the backstop, but it just lost it. Was Rush, the catcher out here for the Panthers. The Fairbanks Panthers, another one of those Ohio schools, one of the Ohio schools that are a bit of a suburb out to Columbus, but not like Upper Arlington or like New Albany, some of those schools you see in hockey specifically. This one up high on Casey Robinson. He'll take a 4-pitch walk, and bases loaded for Malachi Kranz, who will step into the right-handed hitter's box. But yeah, Fairbanks, one of those schools that's just northwest of Columbus. And here it looks like we're already going to have a mound visit for the head coach of the Fairbanks Panthers. 1 away here, but bases are loaded, so a big-time ribby situation for Malachi Kranz, a right-handed hitter. Wearing number 15 on the back of his jersey. He's someone that we have seen last season work counts, as we saw actually from a guy like Nate Landever, who just scored. Malachi Kranz is a guy that can take an 0-2 count and work it up to a walk. He's a guy that isn't scared to swing on an 0-2 count, but of course that's more up to a coach. If it's 3-0, if he's going to allow his hitter to take the swing, but we're going to see if we get there first. Here comes the pitch, and this one sent just off the glove of the third baseman. It looks like everybody's going to be safe at first, second, and third, and a run comes in to score. Michael Coxon, run number 2 here in the top half of inning number 1. And with that, with still one away, Eli Stolfus will come up and try to do the exact same in a ribby situation. That one just off the diving third baseman Baker. It's just off the mitt. And here the pitch upstairs on Stolfus. 1-0 your count, but yeah, almost a phenomenal play by Baker. He just lost the grip on it. In and out of his glove did go the baseball and out into foul territory, but at that point it's already fair play. Here Stolfus will take one low and outside. Kranz on first, Casey Robinson at second. Over at third as well in scoring position is Braden White. Stolfus looking for the RBI. Not exactly a home run kind of grand slam hitter situation right now, but he's still one to line it just off the top of the glove of the second baseman Borger. And here Braden White going to score, but again, Casey Robinson going to hold on at third. Now he's going to make a run for it. A bit late, but now he's going to try to get there. He'll slide, safe. And 2 guys in scoring position now as Stolfus also moved up to second. Kranz all the way on that play from first to third, corner to corner, and out will come Leo Pevnik, one of the new guys here on the varsity squad, making his way into what will also be an RBI situation. 4-0 goes your score. The Red Raiders leading here at Griffith Field, and we'll see if Shaker Heights can keep it up with an AB from Pevnik. This one, first pitch swung right into the shortstop, who drops to his knees to make the short hop play. Not a half bad swing, though, from Pevnik. Just didn't get enough of it to send it in to left center field. So nobody will advance. That'll be our second out here in the top half of the first. 4-0. Shaker Heights with the lead. O'Shea Howard going to step in, and he's your last guy in the batting order. Number 9, Nate Landever, already back up in the on-deck spot. Here, O'Shea Howard taking a bit of a half-hearted swing at it. You could see it was a little bit awkward, and that one fouled off over to the Fairbanks dugout on the right side. 2 away, 0-1 your count now. 2 guys in scoring position right now. Man on second and third here. The pitch over to O'Shea Howard, just going to catch the outside half of the plate. And yeah, we got Stolfus over at second, the man at third, Malachi Kranz. 4-0, looking to make it 6-0 if they can from a swing from O'Shea Howard. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming your way. And that one just low, good take that time from number 1. Howard today getting the start over at second. Shortstop should be Aaron Neiman, and Malachi Kranz actually going to play at third base, which is a little bit out of position, but hopefully he can handle it this time. A grounder over to the shortstop, throw across, and O'Shea Howard will be the third out on a ground out to the left side. Good throw by Rhea will get the job done. He just got 2 plays. Played it well on the short hop there for the second out as well, so that might be a name that we got to pay attention to over there in the field. But Shaker Heights with a phenomenal start. They're up on the board 4-0. And out will come Quinn Malone as he will be getting his very first varsity start. Number 9 on the back of his jersey. We'll see what the junior can do to try and shut down this Fairbanks offense. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back with you as the Shaker Heights defense will be taking the field. The Fairbanks offense will be taking the plate. And with the throw down over to second, that means that warm-ups are over. Shaker Heights defense will now be taking the field, and Rhea, exactly that guy that we were saying was a bit of a problem over at shortstop, is actually going to be the leadoff man for this Fairbanks squad. Again, another school from out in Ohio, a little bit in that Columbus area, but a little bit northwest out of the area. A lot of field around them, that flat kind of Ohio land. Here's the first pitch from Quinn Malone. This one popped up. This one's going to find right center, but it looks like the man out in right, Eli Stolfus, there to make the play. And already one pitch, one out for Quinn Malone, your starting pitcher today for the Red Raiders. So yeah, out in defense today, we're going to be seeing in right field, Eli Stolfus. In center field, we're going to be seeing Nate Landever. In left, Leo Pevnik. This next pitch, ooh, high. A bit of an ugly swing that time from number 27, Reams, excuse me. But yeah, we're a little bit of a different look in the outfield, except for Nate Landever, who of course remains in that center spot, or at least remains in the outfield. Typically that was Will Tagan's spot. But with Will Tagan out and graduated playing baseball at the University of Washington, St. Louis. That time, Quinn lays this one in for a strike. 1-2 goes to your count. On the infield today, we're going to be seeing over at first Casey Robinson, at second O'Shea Howard, Aaron Neiman at shortstop, and Malachi Cran's a little bit of an out-of-position guy over there at third. But hopefully he can get the job done. Here's the pitch. This one popped up over to the left side. That's going to hit the Ripken Experience rooftop and work its way into one of the bushes. One of the spectators going off to get it. But yeah, Malachi Cran's talking to him this morning. He was a little bit surprised to get the call over at third. This one fouled off down the line over to the right side. But Cran's not the typical guy you see over at short. He's typically the guy getting the middle infielder reps. Typically playing over at shortstop, which is an interesting position to fill now because of Brett Moore's absence. He has since graduated, went off to Salem University, but now he has left that Salem baseball club, and we will see that one laid right on in there for strike number 3. Quinn Malone getting his very first strikeout on the mound. Good look from number 9. That one just clipping the bottom half. Cran's going to deliver the baseball over to him personally from his spot over at third. Now he'll return. Next batter up is going to be Borger, guy who almost had the play at second earlier on, but just clipped off of the top of his glove and it made its way out into right center. Shaker Heights had a couple runs score off of that play. And we'll see what Borger can do here. Here's the pitch, and this one lined in the left, but it looks like that one's just going to be past the white line. That's going to be foul off to the left. Healthy, good hack at it from Borger. But it just wasn't fair. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away here for Quinn Malone. A guy who throws fastballs, throws a mean cutter from what I hear. This one down low. Michael Coxon doing well to keep it out in front of him. Again, mean backstop behind you. You got to keep the baseball in front of you. That is your main concern as a catcher today. This one up high, just barely. 3 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Borger. First time hitting up. Shaker Heights trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning off of a fly out, a ground out. We'll see what happens here. This one, ooh, just a bit low. Bit of a tight strike zone. This time from the man in blue behind the plate. And here, Quinn Malone, after the strikeout, going to issue his first walk. Andy Berglund giving the umpire a baseball that was once lost to the Ripken Experience building over to our left side. Right here, bit of a throw from Quinn Malone. Casey Robinson needing to extend his arm up over his head to make the catch. Luckily, that one didn't soar off deeper into foul territory. Here's the pitch from Malone. That one's going to get past him into the Ripken Experience logo. We're going to be seeing Borger bolt from first to second. Coxon getting back to it, holding him off at second so he doesn't get deeper into scoring position. Madison, the current batter, wearing number 20. your left fielder in today's game for the Fairbanks squad. Quinn Malone with 13 pitches is 14th. Just going to miss the mark as well. 2-0. Moves your count. Shaker Heights going to try to continue the shutout that Fairbanks has gone on here today. Again, they lost the first game that they played here 9-0. This is Shaker's first game. And right now they're in good position. Shaker Heights up 4-0. However, Berger threatening there over at scoring position for the Fairbanks offense. Here's the pitch. And this one down low. Coxon with a good job keeping it out in front of him. A lot of concerns over who would be kind of the backup to Braden White, considering especially since he had that injury. But right now, Coxon proving why he should have that spot behind the plate. And this one just outside on the batter, Madison, and that's going to be ball number 4. And he'll take his walk and set up over at first. So runner on first and second for the Panthers. Shaker Heights, again, trying to keep them shut out for now. Not let them get their very first run of the Ripken experience. Out comes Rosh, number 2, who is the catcher for the Panthers. Ball 1 issued over to Rosh. 4-0, Shaker Heights with the lead, so don't worry just yet, but keep in mind, man in scoring position. This pitch upstairs. Quinn Malone, again, after the strikeout now, has issued 2 walks. Here's the next pitch from the lefty. That one going to be hacked at and missed by the catcher. Bit of a surprise there. That was definitely set to be ball number 3, but after the swing, of course, there's strike 1. 2-1 is your count. This one up high, and that will be ball 3. Three-one your count. Here's the next offering. This one going to be hacked at, fouled off into the backstop. When we work our way to a full count, both runners should be taking off here in a 2-out situation. Quinn Malone now up to 22 pitches, his 23rd. Coming in just a moment from the set. Here it comes. This one upstairs, and so with both runners in motion, it's going to be a walk regardless for Rosh. And now bases are loaded with 2 away. Here, Michael Coxon going to take a moment to chat it up with the man on the mound. Coxon, number 4 to number 9 communication between home plate and the mound. 2 away. Rosh over at first, Madison at second, Berger at third. Bases loaded, but 2 away. So one good AB from either side could change the complexion of this game. You never know what Stice could be hiding behind his bat. 1 home run, we're a tied ball game. This one just going to sneak its way past Casey Robinson. O'Shea Howard will get there and hold this to a 2 score. Oh, but this one going to sail over the head of Michael Coxon. That's going to score 3. As that time, Rosh made his way all the way from first home, and not exactly the smart throw from O'Shea Howard as it sailed over to the near side. And now suddenly it's a 1-run game. Shaker Heights still in the lead, but oh, they've got a runner in scoring position, and that's that guy Stice with, I believe that should be 3 RBIs unless they give him all 3. Four, 3 now, 2 away. Here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Shaker Heights now with a bit of a loss of momentum. But again, they still have that lead by 1 run. But to counter that, man on scoring position at second for the Panthers. Quinn Malone, the lefty, deals this one. Sent over to the right side and foul. 0-1 goes your count. Quinn Malone now from the set. This one's going to be lined in the center. Looks like right into the glove of Nate Landever getting the fly out, and though it was a bit of a shaky start to Quinn Malone's debut here at the Ripken Experience, he will leave with the lead. 4-3, now your score. Shaker Heights with the early lead, but Fairbanks counted it down to 1 run. 4-3 after 1 is your score. Shaker Heights going to be taking offense when we return. They're already huddling up. A bit of a shaky show on defense, but if you got good bats, it should be quite all right. We'll be right back. Vaughn Ullum on the call from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. First inning concluded. Nate Landever back up to the plate, and that's right, he led off the last inning. But Shaker Heights had all 9 exactly go in that first inning, so Nate Landever right back up in the leadoff spot as we get set for the top half of inning number 2. First pitch to him, he'll take the hack at it, and it'll be fouled off over to the right side of the Fairbanks dugout. Landever in his very first AB was able to get that walk, and he was able to come around and score after the next double for Michael Coxon. Here, Landever flies this one up into center field. Center fielder gets under it as he runs his way forward. And out number 1 will be quick and easy for the pitcher, Woody. Woody already up now to 40 pitches. 41st going to be making its way to Michael Coxon, who doubled his last time up. This one a little upstairs on him. He won't take the hack. But yeah, it was a beauty of a swing from Michael Coxon. Sent it, I believe it was into left center. Coxon going to look to replicate the kind of success here. 1-0 pitch coming your way, 1 away. And this one upstairs once more. 2 pitches up high, work its way to a 2-0 count to Coxon. Coxon done rather well also at keeping the ball in front of him on defense. Hopefully if his offense can keep it cooking, he's going to be a lethal player this time. Ball getting past him into the backstop. No runners on, so it won't mean too much, but that will mean that we work our way to a 3-0 count. Shaker Heights up 4-3, looking to extend that lead here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Thank you very much for joining in. Vaughn Ullum here on the play-by-play. This pitch will just clip the top half of the strike zone. So we'll see if Coxon gets a little bit more aggressive. Got Neiman up behind you. He did strike out in his first AB, but he is one of those lethal guys. Near Coxon, gonna send this one deep into left center. The center fielder bolting to get under it, and he'll make the defensive play and keep it with no runners on. Michael Coxon with a fly out off to left center. Try to replicate exactly that kind of success in his last AB. But this time it's going to result in a good defensive effort from the center fielder Reams. So Aaron Neiman comes up to the plate. He went down on strikes last time. He went swinging. But he's one of the lethal hitters of the Shaker Heights squad, and today he's looking to prove it out in Myrtle Beach. Shaker Heights up by a run, but only a run. 2 quick outs this time for Woody. Bit of a different story from the first inning. Looks like Woody is finally building into a rhythm, which of course for Shaker Heights isn't too good, but if you're Fairbanks, you gotta love it. 1-1 your count to Aaron Neiman, the shortstop in today's game. Here's the pitch. This one's skied up over to the left side. Shortstop trying to get under it, but it looks like the left fielder, Madison, going to cap it off at a 1-2-3 second inning. And so Quinn Malone going to have to protect the 1-run lead as Shaker Heights puts up a 0 in inning number 2 on the offensive side. We'll see if Quinn Malone can keep it up. He'll be making his way back to the mound. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call, a quick top half of the inning. We'll see if Fairbanks can respond with a little bit of scoring of their own. Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 2 Ohio schools squaring off, and now we return for the bottom of inning number 2. Michael Coxon, the catcher, making his way back to home plate. He was part of the 1-2-3 inning that went down for Fairbanks' defense, but now Shaker Heights is Quinn Malone back on the mound, trying to duplicate the success, but here he's going to start it off a little shaky with a ball sailing past the head of the umpire. Making its way into the backstop. Ball 1 to the hitter Oler, number 40. Shaker Heights trying to protect a 1-run lead. This one popped up over to the left side. Looks like that one's just going to escape. And out of play it goes. 1-1 with an even count now set to you. So Quinn Malone only gave up 1 hit. The issue was the 3 walks he issued that ended up going into 3 runs the bottom half of the first inning. There's strike number 2 goes. And we'll see if Quinn Malone can rack up strikeout number 2 right here. The next pitch. This one foul tip, just foul off to the right side. Just bounced its way over the line. And so with that, our count will remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out just yet. Oler, your leadoff guy here in the bottom half of the second. Oler, the big-time guy. Typically, you get a lot of the power guys handling the duties over at first because they're not the most mobile guys. This time he'll swing through strike 3. And strikeout number 2 for Quinn Malone will be the first out of the bottom half of the second. So yeah, a lot of power for first base guys. They're typically your bigger build guys. That's why we saw Nolan James, Will Berglund, not the most mobile of people, but still some big time hitters up at the plate, and that's why they're some of the best players in baseball. Here today for Shaker Heights, Casey Robinson is over at first, and he's one of the most phenomenal pitchers that we've seen from Shaker in a minute. Today he's not getting the start. Today it's Quinn Malone, who right now has 2 balls, no strikes, to the batter Woody, the pitcher today for Fairbanks. Pitcher to pitcher here, but right now Woody under no pressure as that one once again sailed over the heads of all 3 of the guys at home plate. And into the backstop, the 3-0 pitch. Going to be ball 4. 4-pitch walk this time for Woody. So runner on, and that's the tying run over at second, or excuse me, over at first. 4-3 Shaker Heights with the lead. Malone, the lefty, checks the runner over at first, and now this one just barely going to escape out of Coxon's grasp, but he'll get back to it quickly and deliver it off to the mound. Quinn Malone with 5 straight balls now. And now this one going to be a tapper over to Malachi Kranz. He'll throw across the diamond, an easy grounder over to first, and now here we'll see the tag. Oh, never mind, out of the grasp of O'Shea Howard this time. It's going to roll off to left field, but Pevnik there to make sure that Woody not going to advance any further. And so runner will go in a scoring position, but there's out number 2. So an RBI tied game situation for the next man up. A little bit of an odd batting stance, throwing his bat a little out wide and now onto his shoulder. Here for the batter, Reams 0 for 1. And now here, Coxon will catch that one for ball 1. Runner at second is the pitcher for Fairbanks, Woody. We'll see what Reams can do here. 0 for 1 so far, but this one popped up. We'll see that one going to be right over top of Kranz, but he'll make the good effort in foul territory, recording out number 3. And so after a 7-run combined first inning, we get nothing here in the second. But don't you worry. We still have 5 innings of baseball to come here in South Carolina. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker Heights to bat when we come back. And we're back to it here in Myrtle Beach, the Ripken Experience facilities. Right here, Shaker Heights taking on the Fairbanks Panthers. Two Ohio schools facing off at Griffith Field, based off of the former home of the Washington Senators. And that's all the fields that you have here are all based off of real-life fields that are no longer in use across a lot of professional baseball and some softball as well. Today, Griffith Field, again, where the Washington Senators used to play. Of course, not exactly at this field, but it's supposed to be what it's replicated off of. This one grounded over to right, and this one going to sneak past the second baseman. Braden White going to start us off with a lead-off single as we begin the top half of inning number 3. Thank you very much for tuning in here on the Shaker Heights Athletics YouTube. That's where we're going to be carrying all the games, whether it be baseball, whether it be softball, here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shaker Heights off to a good start. Found themselves up 4-0, but now they're trying to protect and right now extend a 1-run lead. 4-3 is your score. White off of third. Here Robinson swings through strike number 1. Braden White taking that lead off of first. And now here comes the pitch to Robinson. This one fouled off over to the left side. And just missing the dugout of the Red Raiders. Shaker Heights looking just fine on the hitting side, and that's where a lot of the concerns was on the hitting side, though their fielding hasn't exactly been where it needs to be. It's looking all right now, and here Robinson also sneaks it through the first and second base gap. And Robinson will move Braden White up 90 feet, and he'll take his spot over at first. White up to second. Game set to start. At 11, got a little bit of an early jump, 50 minutes through, and here we are in the third inning. Kranz blasts this one into shallow left field. Under it is the left fielder. He'll make the easy grab. And we work our way to the first out of the third inning. Not half bad of a hack, but he'll be hanging his head, making his way back to the dugout. So still one runner in scoring position. That's at second with Braden White. One runner over at first, and that's Casey Robinson. Next man up is going to be Eli Stolfus, who was able to get a couple of RBI, I believe. Here, first pitch, trying to do the same. This one fouled back and over to the right side. But yeah, Shaker Heights' bats haven't been too bad so far. Again, of course, it's only one inning in which they got the runs, and we still have 5 more to come. But still easing a little bit of concerns, building momentum into their offense early. Runner in scoring position here. The pitch to Stolfus. This one will be shot right over to the center fielder. He's going to try to get Braden White. This one going to move over to the pitcher as it missed the mark on the cutoff man. But there's out number 2 from a Stolfus line out. And hopefully Shaker Heights is able to work these 2 guys in. Had a runner in scoring position with 0 outs. Now it's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Here comes Leo Pevnik out to the right-handed hitter's box. The first pitch coming to him now. That one going to be just outside. Pevnik, one of those new names coming off of JV. He fought his way up here to the varsity squad, and now he's getting the very first start here in Myrtle Beach. This one flown up. Looks like this one going to be just over the head of the second baseman. The center fielder works his way into shallow center field, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. So started it off with 2 guys on, but after that, 3 straight outs for the Fairbanks defense, the Shaker Heights offense. So what does that mean? It means we flip side. Shaker Heights defense coming on out. It looks like Quinn Malone is going to make his way back out to the mound. Of course, this being a scrimmage, but Malone still going to be your starting pitcher, and he'll be back out for inning number 3. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The Ripken Experience, game number 1 for Shaker Heights, game number 2 for Fairbanks of Ohio. We'll be right back with you as Fairbanks back up on offense. After 2.5 innings, Shaker Heights still has the lead. They're up 4-3. But Quinn Malone having a little bit of a shaky start in the early innings. We'll see if he can begin to lock down and build into a rhythm and gain momentum here in the 3rd inning. But this one starts off out wide for ball 1. And this one also going to miss the mark outside. 2-0 goes your count as we begin stuff here in the bottom half, inning number 3. Shaker Heights with a 1-run lead. Doesn't seem too comfortable right now as now ball 3 works its way to the plate. Berger, your batter. Berger, the second baseman. He was able to walk his first time up, so he's still technically 0 for 0. And he will walk his second time up and remain 0 for 0. 4-pitch walk issued. That time to Berger, and Madison going to follow him up. The left fielder, lefty bat. We'll see if Fairbanks is able to work some runs in and build it up to a tied game, maybe a winning game for the Panthers. And keep in mind they're coming off of a 9-0 loss just moments ago, but now they are fighting for it. Here in the second game, this pitch going to be laid in there on the outside half for strike number 1. 1-1, an even count to you. 0 away, runner on first for Fairbanks. Berger taking his lead. Malone going to play it safe and just dump it off over to Casey Robinson. Make sure Berger gets back in time. Indeed, he'll be in there with ease. Here, bunt situation. Coxon going to throw it over to Casey Robinson. Ooh, almost worked its way out in the right field. Casey Robinson with a leaping grab. And Berger back in safely at first. Almost took a bit too hefty of a lead, but Coxon's throwdown just a bit too away. Here, another swinging strike from Madison. 2-2 even count from Quinn Malone, who's nearing the 50-pitch mark. Here's number 48, going to be on its way. Malone taking his time. Of course, no pitch clock here in the high school level. This one going to be laid in there. Ooh, just missing. Bit surprised by the call. It works its way to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming in just a moment. Still 0 outs. Walk or strike situation to come to Malone. Something tells me Madison's not going to be swinging. Oh, but here he will. It'll be a tapper over to the left side. Kranz was there to get it, but it's going to be fouled regardless. 4-3 your score. Shaker Heights with the lead. Another payoff pitch to come over to Madison. Runner on first currently is Berger. Here's the payoff. And here another tapper. This one going to be handled by Malone. Malone will take the easy ground out over at first. So they will move the runner into scoring position, but the cost will be the first out of the bottom half of the inning. They're on pitch 50. He's halfway there to the century mark. But Quinn Malone might not get there due to the fact, once again, that this one is indeed a scrimmage. We're going to be seeing guys like Tyler Zack coming back in, we believe, today. He's been away from practices, out for the past few weeks, but he worked his way back to health, and now here in the very first game in the Myrtle Beach scrimmages, in the very first game, it looks like he'll be getting the nod to make his way to the mound. But not just yet. Still Quinn Malone, now battling in a 1-1 count. One away, runner in scoring position. This one skied up into left center. Nate Landever under it. He'll make the easy grab, and Berger going to be held at second. He's not going to advance up to third. Nate Landever getting a lot of praise from the dugout early on. Already had a few grabs out there. Not too many going to be sent out into center field, at least not deep center field. It's 391 feet out into deep center. This one's skied up once again. It looks like this one to be handled by Pivnik out in left. He'll get under it. Shades helping his eyes out a little bit here as the sun beaming down in South Carolina. Thank you very much for joining. That's going to be out number 3 on the bottom half of inning number 3. We're almost halfway through this one. This seems to be flying on by, but regardless, Shaker Heights hasn't hit any onto the board since the first inning, nor for Fairbanks. We'll see if the offenses from either team can pick things back up in the middle inning number 4. Thank you very much for joining. Vaughn Ullum on the call as we make our way into said middle inning. Thanks for joining. Twelve outs remaining for each team, 4 innings to be played as we begin the top half of inning number 4. O'Shea Howard going to take a ball down low to get things set. Shaker Heights scored 4 in the first. Fairbanks scored 3 in the fourth. Oh, excuse me, 3 in the first. And since then, nothing. 4-3 remains your score with Shaker Heights in the lead. They're looking to extend it a little bit here. Out of the bottom lineup guy, number 9 in the lineup, but number 1 on the back of his jersey, O'Shea Howard, with now a 2-0 count. And from the set, here's the pitch. He had the green light on a 2-0 and swung through it for the first strike of the inning. Shaker Heights 4 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks. On the other side, 3 runs on 1 hit and 5 walks. This pitch upstairs on O'Shea Howard, almost eye level to him. So there's ball 3. Next up on the on-deck slot would be Nate Landover, the center fielder, making some great efforts out there in center field today. Here, ball 4 delivered low and outside, and he'll take his jog over to first as he's going to be the very first base runner here in inning number 4. Woody, still your pitcher. Here for Fairbanks. Again, a small public school out in Milford Center, Ohio, northwest of Columbus. He competed, of course, in the OHSAA Division III tournament last season. They were eliminated in their very first game 2-1. Shaker Heights, on the other hand, won their first game against Normandy after a phenomenal effort by Will Tagan. Something I'm sure a lot of Shaker Heights baseball fans will remember, the defensive effort from Will Tagan to send them into the sectional finals in round 2. But in that round 2 game, Shaker Heights fell to Westlake. But still, you can't discredit what good season Shaker Heights came out with. 2-0 is your count here. Bunt from Nate Landover, fouled off back into the backstop. 2-1 is your count, I believe. At least that's what we have up here. The Griffith Field scoreboard on Game Changer. It's telling me 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, we're going to go with what the field is telling us. Nate Landover 0 for 1 with a walk as well. Here's the 2-1 delivery. This one popped up. Foul and over into the lawn behind us. 2-2 goes your even count. Isaac Lazar going to go grab it. Surprised he didn't get the nod over at third here today and giving it over to Kranz. Granted, Kranz has done just fine over at third. Here, it's going to be O'Shea Howard getting the green to fly over to second, but as this one's fouled off, he'll have to return to first. The steal will be no good. Would have been safe, more than likely. But we'll see if he tries again here on a 2-2. Pitch number 70 here from Woody. And here it is. And this one low. And we go to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A ball will send a man into scoring position. A strike would get the very first out of inning number 4. Here comes Howard once again taking off. And a good throw. Not exactly. Kind of rainbowed its way over to second. So O'Shea Howard in easy, though it will be a strikeout from Nate Landover. 1 walk, 1 fly out, 1 strikeout to Nate Landover now. And Michael Coxon going to be making his way in. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double to his name. And he's got an RBI opportunity once again as O'Shea Howard takes his lead off of second. And here, it's going to be Coxon popping this one up into center field. Reams is under it, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. So Howard still in scoring position. This time Coxon couldn't get it done. He'll go 1 for 3 so far. Aaron Neiman back up. And Aaron Neiman 0 for 2. Bit of a slow start for Aaron Neiman here in South Carolina, though he is someone that we know can get going at any moment. Here's the first pitch to him. This one's skied up just barely over the netting into the trees behind us. And the man to go grab it, Isaac Lazar once again. We should be seeing him not tomorrow. Baseball actually has an off day tomorrow, but the day after, Shaker Heights' Isaac Lazar should be getting some reps over a third, but we will see here. Pitch outside to Aaron Neiman. So on the 0-1, we move to 1-1 with 2 away. RBI opportunity with O'Shea Howard in scoring position at second. Aaron Neiman trying to get his bat hot here in Myrtle Beach. This one, ooh, just barely missing the mark there, is Woody's 75th pitch. Up next would be Braden White, the power hitter, in the 4-hole. With 2 away, here comes the pitch. Neiman grounds this one right off the glove of Woody. And even though Neiman is hustling, the throw almost got him up high. You could see it on your camera. Neiman taking a tumble over there at first. But regardless, he is going to go 0 for 3 now on the ground out. And Shaker Heights still unable to work that lead up from 1 after the first inning. So still 4-3 your score, and who else but Tyler Zach making his way to the mound to try and protect this lead at 1. Thank you very much for joining. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Myrtle Beach. Ohio versus Ohio high school squads. Right now, Shaker Heights just barely with the lead. But again, new pitcher coming up. We'll see what Fairbanks can do against him. You get to see Tyler Zach take a little bit of warm-ups out there on the mound. And as Tyler Zach getting set to finish up his warm-up on the mound. Again, he's a guy that's going to be interesting to look at here as we get set in Myrtle Beach. Tyler Zach out sick in practices for the last couple of weeks, but he's back in today looking to just do a little better than he was last season. He was the guy that took the second most innings for Shaker Heights baseball. He was just behind Casey Robinson, who was typically the #1 guy in the rotation. Right behind him was this guy, Tyler Zach. And he was a great pitcher in a lot of his games. The main area of concern was just looking at that ERA. It's 6.49. Almost at that 6.5 mark. And here, strike in there for the very first pitch. But yeah, he was able to take 32 1/3 innings throughout his time with Shaker last season. And now here, the next dealing from the righty, and this one fouled off over to the right side. So good start for Tyler Zach as this one makes its way into the lake behind the field. It's in the lake. Excuse me, just telling Isaac Lazar there's no point in running as that one made its way into the water. Here, Crayons with a powerful throw across the diamond and a good throw from number 15. Again, playing a little bit out of position, but today he's doing just fine over there at the corner. Typically one of your middle infielder guys, but looks like head coach Stephen English knew what he was doing. trying to test the waters with Malachi Kranz over at third, and with throws like that, you already know that that could be something that we see just a little bit more as the season goes on. Of course, this one not a season game. Again, this is scrimmage number 1 of the Myrtle Beach experience. This one down low, ball 2. 2-0, your count, 1 away here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Shaker Heights with a 4-3 lead. No runs scored after that first inning. Shaker Heights trying to keep Fairbanks off the scoreboard here, but this one just going to work its way into shallow left field. Pevnik not able to get to it, nor was Neiman, who's over there playing short, and so they're just finding the gap between the infield and outfield was Oler. Again, that big-time first baseman. Didn't have a whole lot of power on the swing, but he was able to find space in the field. So out will come that starting pitcher for Fairbanks once again, Woody, now out. Typically the main concern for a pitcher batting is just do they get too tired. But they give him the nod to work his way into the right-handed batter's box. Righty against righty. Typically the matchup you want as a pitcher. And here comes, and this one going to be inside on Woody. 1 out, 1 man on for the Fairbanks offense. 2-0 the current count. Woody 0 for 0 with 2 walks. This one just going to escape out from Coxon. Coxon going to get there to the, again, a very deep backstop, and so it's going to be an easy advance for Oler to make his way to scoring position. He's at second now with 1 away. 3-0 is your count. You can assume, especially here in high school ball, he's not going to be swinging. You rarely see anybody do so in a 3-0 count at this high school level. And indeed here, he's going, just barely clipping the low outside corner, getting that strike 1 call. We'll see what Woody decides to do on the 3-1. Oler taking his lead off of second. Not exactly too aggressive of a lead. Again, a big man. And this one going to be just inside on Woody. And so it's going to be the second base runner for Fairbanks here in the bottom of the 4th. Assistant coach Gerald Johnson saying to Tyler Zach, just worked for the ground ball right now. 4-3, Shaker Heights with the lead, but right now Fairbanks threatening as this one's fouled once again back into the lake area behind home plate. Tyler Zach now with a 0-1. Medebrea in at the right-handed hitter's box. Already 12 pitches. Here's the 13th. Low. Coxon will keep it in front of him and not allow those base runners to move up 90 feet each. Oler over there at second. Woody at first. RBI opportunity here for the Batteria. He's 0 for 2. Tyler Zach trying to keep it that way here as pitch number 14 comes its way. And, that was smoked off to the right side, but down the line it'll go foul. Tyler Zach almost lucky to get that one back as that one going to the opposite field, but just missed the mark on keeping it fair. So with that, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away with 2 guys on for Fairbanks. Tyler Zach takes his lean forward to the mound. It looks like Michael Coxon set for an upstairs pitch here. Shaker Heights might be able to turn 2. Howard goes to first. There's out number 1, but they won't be able to turn it over to first. And they will get the guy up at second got. It'll be runners at the corners, first and third, with 2 away. So, RBI opportunity still for the Panthers, but it looks like the Red Raiders might be able to get out of this one unscathed. This one down low, ball 1. Reams, your batter, 0 for 2 as well, number 27 on the back of his jersey. Tyler Zach, number 22 on the back of his. He'll deal, and that should be, ooh, just missing outside. Once again, 2-0 goes your count. Tyler Zach hoping to not load the bases here, but right now he's halfway to a walk. 2-0 pitch on its way. This one low. 3-0 goes your count. Again, Tyler Zach, if he's a little bit rusty, again, it's just because he hasn't had enough reps over the past couple of weeks, been out for sickness. And now here's the next pitch. That should catch it, and indeed we're going to get the motion from the umpire. 3-1. We'll see how Reams decides to play this one. Zach back to the mound. Here the pitch. And this one just going to miss the mark once again. Coxon with a light throw over to Tyler Zach. 2 away, but bases are loaded for the Fairbanks Panthers here. And out will come number 22, Berger, who's 0 for 0. Why is he 0 for 0, you ask? Well, it's because he has walked each time. And he's actually scored one of the 3 runs. That was one of him. There, laying it in is Tyler Zach getting strike 1. And now Zach in the windup. Here it comes. And there, oof, ugly little swing that time. Digging for the pitch that time. Swing and a miss for Berger. And so though he has 2 walks, a strikeout threat to his name. Tyler Zach with bases loaded. Can he get out of it? Well, here the pitch up and in on Berger. 4-3 Shakerites with a lead, but one swing of the bat can shift momentum all the way from red to white. Shakerites, of course, in their red jerseys. On the other side, their home jerseys for Fairbanks. This pitch outside. That one, if that had escaped Coxon, would have been a tied ball game. But 2-2, your count, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, but bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Here, a swing at it, just made contact, going to be popped up and over once again into the tree lake area behind home plate. And we stay put at a 2-strike count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 22 trying to work out of the jam. And here he's going to step off. Tyler Zach already up to 25 pitches. His 26th is now coming. And this one swing, this one popped up. Should be easily handled by Bevnick over in left field, and indeed it will be. Tyler Zach able to work out of the jam. Bases loaded, though a 2-out situation. Fairbanks just unable to tack one on, and Shaker's offense will be returning in the top half of inning number 5. If you know the drill, you know this is when we hop back on camera after 4 innings, just over halfway through it. Shakerites doing just fine so far, and the main concern for Shakerites was the bats coming into this one, and they eased those tensions early in that first inning with 4 runs immediately, and an immediate base runner from Nate Landever, an immediate RBI from Michael Coxon. But after that, Shakerites wasn't exactly able to get much more in those middle innings in 2, 3, and 4. On the other hand, Fairbanks, same kind of issue. They had 3 runs coming in that first inning. They did just fine in that first inning, but after that, they weren't able to build up more runs to work it into a tied game. So that's why we've got, at the moment, a 4-3 Shaker Heights lead through 4 innings. 3 more to come, of course, here in Myrtle Beach. Shaker Heights taking on Fairbanks, again, a little public school who's now Division 5 as Max Preps now in charge of the OHSAA state tournament. So Shaker Heights will remain in that Division 2 spot. Wow, it was Division 5 move for Fairbanks. They moved from Division 3 down to 4, down to 5, and now 7 different divisions for the OHSAA state tournament. Used to be 4, but with the way it's now working, it's going to be 7 different state champions for the state of Ohio, and we'll see if Shaker Heights can make that run. And right now, it's honestly looking like Shaker Heights has the ability to do so. Last season, with players, though they did have guys like Will Tagan, like Will Berglund, in for that run with these 7 different divisions, we see Cinderella runs like we did from Shaker basketball. Shaker Heights can make a good run out of this team, especially if they can get the bats going. We'll see if they can here in inning number 5. Braden White to lead us off. We'll get you down there once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from the first game of Shaker Heights' time at the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Beautiful conditions, beautiful weather for baseball. Temperature at a lovely 66, no cloud in the sky out here over the field of Griffith Field. Here, a swinging strike from Braden White will work it to an even 1-1. Looks like we're going to start to see some new guys come into the order as well. And here's the next offering. This one down low, 2-1. Braden White, at the current time, is 1 for 1 with a walk to his name as well. And now here's the 1-1 delivering. This one popped up, and this one gonna make its way into the backstop, just unable to get there was the catcher Roche. And so with that making its way to the backstop off the bounce, it'll just be another strike on a foul. Woody now up to 79 pitches. His 80th gonna come in just a moment here. But yeah, Braden White, it's good to see him get a single early on in this game, especially a guy that isn't too much the contact kind of hitter. He's more the guy that when he swings it, he sends it deep. Here, he was looking for another single on the opposite side. But here in the top half, inning number 5, Braden White looking sharp, looking like he's staying on the ball just fine. Here's the next pitch to him, and this one sent over to the left side, just foul once again. Sent it down the first baseline foul, sent it down the third baseline foul. And here are the changes to the order. Kranz getting subbed out. Isaac Lazar going to be making his way to third. Indeed, Eli Stolfus is going to be subbed out for Jeremy Silver. Leo Pevnik is out. He will be replaced by Wesley Holmes. O'Shea Howard coming out. He'll be replaced by Andy Berglund. Here, Braden White with a swing through it, so it will go down as a strikeout, but Braden White able to bolt his way to first as this one escaped from the catcher. And with the swinging strikeout, he will still get on an error. So, hey, Shaker Heights will take the base runner, no problem. It will go down as the very first error, at least it should be at that time. And so Casey Robinson, 1 for 1 on the day, makes his way back to the left-handed hitter's box. He's not getting subbed out just yet. Here, this one delivered in there for strike number 1. So yeah, Braden White should go down as now 1 for 2. And indeed, that's going to be the case, reaching on the error. Now here's this one, fouled back into the backstop. 0-2 goes your count to the first baseman. Woody up now to 84 pitches. His 85th about to come. And you'll wonder, especially in a scrimmage game, when will he be taken out? And here, looks like man on the run is Braden White. He'll slide through it. Oh, almost slid past the second base, but he's able to stick with it. And so, runner now in the blink of an eye in scoring position. Braden White, a big man, typically not the guy that you see stealing too often, but that time he's going to get the green light, and he is now set for an RBI position for Casey Robinson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be right down Main Street. Called strike 3 to Casey Robinson, so he'll go down looking. And now we'll enter into the part of the lineup where the new bats are going to be coming in. So Isaac Lazar, number 8, going to be getting his first hack at it. Isaac Lazar, a guy that has struggled at the plate in the last scrimmage. He went 0 for 1 with the strikeout. We'll see what happens here. This pitch upstairs on Lazar. Lazar, one of those bigger guys. Not a whole lot of height to him, but he's one of those guys that he's just a built kind of guy, and that's why we like to see him in the game of hockey, where he actually scored a goal against Hudson in Shaker's second to last game of the postseason. Hopefully he can get Shaker Heights on the board here on the offensive side of baseball. And here it's going to be Braden White bolting his way to third as this one got past the catcher of Fairbanks, Rosh, getting back to it in the deep backstop. And now if one more gets past him, it's going to be another run scoring for the Red Raiders. RBI opportunity for now, though, for Isaac Lazar. Up in the on-deck circle for the moment, Jeremy Silver. Lazar stepping back in with the new balance cleats. 2-0 pitch. And this one's skied up. And we'll see. Will this go down in foul territory? Indeed it will. Ooh, almost fumbling it, though, was the third baseman, Baker. But he was able to hang on for the extra second. And in doing so, number 30 will record out number 2 from Isaac Lazar, who's now jogging his way back to the dugout. So with that, it's going to be another new guy, Jeremy Silver, one of the pitchers on this squad, but typically if he's out in the field, he'll be handling outfield duties, and I believe that's going to be the case here today. He'll be taking strike 1. Man on third, and that's currently Braden White, your designated hitter here today. He'll take the lead off of the corner base. Here's the pitch. Now one up high on Silver. 1-1 goes your count. Woody now up to 91 pitches. We'll see how much longer they decide to keep him. Maybe one more hit will be the end of him, or just one more out. We'll see how Silver is going to be playing this one. The 1-1 is just low. Good take by Silver. That's one that a lot of guys at this level would be taking the hack on, but Silver says no thank you. Number 17 on the back of his jersey, one of the guys that are new to a lot of the varsity fans. We saw him in a lot of practices because he's one of the few pitchers for the current moment. But here it looks like he should be getting a couple starts for the Red Raiders throughout the season. Silver now worked it to a 3-ball, 1-strike count, 2 outs. RBI opportunity for Braden White, who stands in scoring position at third. Woody with his 94th pitch of the morning game. And here Silver hacks it. This one sends it into right field. That's going to be off the wall, and he'll be rounding first, making his way to second. It's going to be an RBI double for Jeremy Silver. And Shaker Heights extends that lead from 1 run to 2. 5-3 now your score. Good, healthy hack from Jeremy Silver. I was going to say, I've seen this guy take a lot of swings during the Shaker Heights inter-team scrimmage, and that guy has been sending it into right field like it's nobody's business. And here it looks like we're going to get a change in pitchers, so we're going to be getting the warm-ups here. New guy coming in. Looks like it's going to be one of their infielders now going to be handling the pitching duty. So we're going to step aside as we get the warm-ups. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call from Myrtle Beach. And we are back to it in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shaker Heights leading this one by 2, just barely extended the lead up to 2 with an RBI double from Jeremy Silver to bring Braden White in to score. So Tyler Zach now with a little bit more of a cushion, though 2 runs isn't exactly a whole lot in the name of baseball. This pitch down low to begin things in the bottom half of inning number 5. Tyler Zach already up now. That's 27 pitches for the guy. Here's 28. Already quick with his dealings. And this one going to be in there for strike number 1. 1-1 your count. Yeah, excuse the broadcast. Froze for a minute, I'm aware. This is because I had to take a little restroom break between the pitching changes for the Fairbanks pitchers as their third baseman came in to pitch for them. And so when I did that, Wi-Fi connection drew out. But now we're back to it. Thank you very much for joining. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Griffith Field at the Ripken Experience facility. Here we got, I believe, 9 fields, some softball, some baseball. We even have one based off the polo grounds out here in the Ripken Experience. And, man, that is a crazy little baseball field. Shaker Heights, unfortunately, not getting any games there at the polo grounds. This is probably one of their more normal ones out here at the Ripken Experience. Here, Tyler Zach, will he be able to beat the guy over to first? No, the toss to him. It's just going to be a little bit too late. Tyler Zach had to bolt his way over to first, but Madison was already just about there, and so he'll be safe at first on what might be ruled as an infield single because Madison really hustled that one out. Got to give your props to number 20, who's now 1 for 2 on the day. And indeed, they're going to rule it as an infield single. So tying run comes up to the plate. It's Rosh, once again, number 2 on the back of his jersey. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to him. This one going to be low and away. Ball 1. Nobody out just yet here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Shaker up 5-3 to the Fairbanks Varsity Panthers. Next pitch. This one low and away as well. That time a little bit closer. Maybe one more pitch, and he'll hit the corner. Tyler Zach now up 32 pitches. We'll see what his 33rd calls for. Oh, but here the throw over to Casey Robinson gets away from it. It'll go into foul territory. No throw over to second, and so man will advance. Madison all the way up into scoring position. He's at second now. Your count remains at 2-0 as no pitch was dealt, I suppose I should say. Doesn't look too out of reach for Fairbanks. Only down 2. Now this pitch out and low once again. 3-0 count now. You can assume Rush going to hold on. Regardless of if it's a strike or not, he's going to be taken all the way. Here it comes. And this one low and away regardless. A lot of low and away pitches for Tyler Zach, and so with that, we're going to get time called, and head coach Stephen English going to be making his way out to the mound. Michael Coxon, your catcher today, and the entirety of the infield joins in. This is when you see the outfielders just kind of look to each other and agree to meet up at center field to talk things over, not be too lonely out there in the deep part of the field. So, yeah, Shaker Heights up by 2, but right now the go-ahead run is at the plate. Tying run over at first. The deficit cutting man over at second. Stice already 1 for 2 on the day. He's going to be your next batter for Fairbanks. They're going to leave Zach out there. He was able to work his way out of a situation earlier, but this one is a situation with 0 outs already in the inning. Number 8, Stice, stands in. Righty-righty matchup here. And here's the kick and the pitch. And this one low and away once more. Tyler Zach now at a 1-0 count to Stice. 36 pitches now, 37. with a double look from Tyler Zach. Now will be on its way. This one lined into right. It looks like this is going to be shot right to Jeremy Silver. And with that, Stice will be out number 1. Shaker Heights just trying to hang on to the 2-run lead. And we'll see what happens here. It's going to be their next guy, number 30, the guy that came in to pitch. That's Nolan Baker. Pitch to Baker. Swing and a miss. Healthy hack at it. That was a swing that tells anybody here that he is trying to tie this thing up. And with one swing of the bat, it can happen. Heck, with one swing, if it's powerful enough, could take the lead. And here, a half swing, he definitely did go, and indeed we're going to get the motion from the umpire. 0-2 goes your count. Here's the next pitch, and here a swing and a miss. That's a confidence booster that Tyler Zach needed right now. Started it off with 2 men on, 0 outs, 1 line out to Jeremy Silver in right field. Made it 1 out, and there a big-time swinging strikeout works it to 2. Still a man in scoring position is Madison over at second. Here, the bottom half of the 5th inning. Here's the next pitch from Zach, and ooh, that's going to nail him. That's going to get him right below the number. And so, even though he did get the swinging strike, just a bit too loose that time on the delivery, and now bases are, in the blink of an eye, loaded. So out will come the starting pitcher for Fairbanks. He's not in anymore, but that's Woody. Woody currently 0 for 0. The reason being is because he's walked in each of his plate appearances. Now here's the first pitch to him. Ooh, what'll that be ruled as a strike? Just went a bit too far, perhaps. And Tyler Zach, once again, in a bases-loaded 2-out situation that he's got to work out of on the mound. Wait for an extra second. Kick the left leg up. There to the delivery, and that's right down Broadway. That'll work it to 0-2 for the count. Tyler Zach protecting a 2-run lead, and though he's worked his way into overly stressful situations, he has the chance to get out of it. Here's the pitch. This one down low. Coxon with a great job sticking in front of it. Again, if a baseball gets past your catcher, man, you can at least move up 90 feet, but after that, might be able to snag 2 bases if you can. And right now with a bases-loaded situation, someone's scoring. Here's the next offering. This one lined in the left. That's going to get down for a base hit. They're waving their guy home. This is what they did in practice the other day, but it's going to be a dart, and he's going to try to apply the tag, and Coxon will get the tying run out at home plate. Shaker Heights will keep their lead intact, though it's cut down. 5-4 will be your score. Final out at the plate in a big time out. And here, the running man, Rosh, disagreeing here with the home plate umpire. But eventually, he's just going to have to accept what the umpire called, and he's going to make his way back to the dugout. Not exactly the happiest man here in Myrtle Beach, but going to have to live with it. So 1 run each here in the 5th inning. So Shaker Heights will keep their lead intact, but only at 1 run. Not a whole lot of comfort, but their offense needs to get things going. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Shaker's first game of the Ripken Experience here at Griffith Field. So, our last new guy in the lineup here is Andy Berglund. He's the last guy in the 9-man batting order, but he's going to be the first man up at the top of inning number 6. Number 20 on the back of his jersey. We saw him a little bit last season, but it was at the very, very end. He made his debut in the last game of the regular season where he was able to get a knock, but then he was thrown out at the very end of that game. Shaker just lost to Lakewood by, I believe it was only 1 run. Heartbreaker for Andy Berglund. So now he's looking for some sort of revenge, and hopefully he's going to be able to maintain a sort of power that his brother always came out with. Will Berglund just graduated. Andy Berglund now coming in. And hopefully he's able to hit home runs just like his brother. We'll see what happens here. 1-1 the count. Next pitch to him. Down low. Oh, just clipped it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nolan Baker remains out there. He threw out the last guy of the last inning. Here's his first time starting us off in an inning, and this one's going to be a little bit up high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Berglund. Berglund played a little bit in North Ridgeville. Actually went 1 for 3, so his average sitting just fine at 333. Here he's looking to make it 500 if he wants to take the hack at it at all, because now we move up to a 2-2. It looks like the scoreboard got it wrong earlier. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, as with that one it will remain a 2-strike count. Next one on its way. Oh, that one sails up and over. That one behind the back of Andy Berglund. And you saw that one. That wasn't where it needed to be. So that'll move it to a full count. If you couldn't tell, that was indeed a ball. And the next one on its way. And oh, called strike 3. Berglund immediately looked back to the dugout. He knew that wasn't going to get called his way. So he'll take the jog back as he is out number 1 in the top of the 6th. But we flip sides of the order. We go back up to the very tip top. And that's going to be Nate Landever getting us back in order. He's got a lot to him right now. He's 0 for 2, but he's got a walk and a strikeout with him. And here he's looking to change the complexion of things with a flyout off into center, trying to get a bit more under it, but he couldn't find the gap. That one shot right in to Reams, handling the duties under the bright Myrtle Beach sun. Healthy hack, but Nate Landever going now 0 for 3. Could be his last AB of the afternoon. We'll see. Granted, afternoon or morning. This one got set at 11 a.m. Eastern time, that is. Here, Michael Coxon pops this one up. Should be foul up and over. Off the concrete. That actually fell right over here. So that's going to go back into the trees. O'Shea Howard, the man to go get it. Michael Coxon now sits with an 0-1 count. 2 away here, 5-4. Shaker Heights leading. This one popped up as well. That should be handled either by the shortstop or the left fielder. Might have been better if the left fielder got it, but instead the shortstop reaches out over, crosses body, makes the grab for out number 3. 3 more outs of Shaker's offense, 6 more for Fairbanks. We'll see if Fairbanks can do some damage. They're only down 1 very, very much in this game, and we'll see what they can do in the bottom half of inning number 6. We're going to give you a call when we come back. Out to the mound this time. Looks like it'll be Eli Stolfus coming back up on defense. And so now in the bottom of the six more outs for Fairbanks to make up on offense. But now we get the new guy coming in from the pitching standpoint. And that's Eli Stolfus for you, wearing number 6. Last year was number 14, moved over into that number 6. And he's back in the save situations. Here's the pitch. This one grounded right past the glove of Stolfus. Carrying it here is Berglund, the throw, and the ground out going to be recorded. 1 pitch, 1 out for Eli Stolfus. Not that bad of a start. But yeah, Eli Stolfus last season went 14 2/3 innings, and he was mainly that save guy. Would come in for innings number 6, 7, if he needs to, maybe 5. But typically he would just handle 2 innings each. And again, he's not the fastest guy on the mound, but he's able to have good stuff in movement here. Isaac Lazar with a throw across the diamond and 2 ground outs, 1 to second, 1 to third. And Shaker Heights making quick work of the order right now with Eli Stolfus doing just fine in his save situation. Finished off with an ERA last season of 4.3, though he actually topped at 2.6. It was just that final game on April 29th that really hurt that ERA. But one bad game can do that for you. Granted, a lot of pitching didn't do too well against Medina last season. Stolfus with his next offering. This one's skied up in the left. Looks like that one might carry out of play. Indeed, it's going to. Stolfus will get the new ball. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. 2 away here for Berger. 0 for 1 on the day. Now here, that should be laid right on in. There's strike 2. Surprised he didn't take the hack at that. Oh, one right down the middle. We'll see if Berger lets another one slip on by like that. This one sent in there. Strike 3 called. Stolfus amped up off the mound, and how can you not be? 1, 2, 3. Go the Fairbanks Panthers, and Shaker Heights now with a ton of momentum as they get their final swings on offense. They have a 1-run lead. We'll see if they can build it up a little bit more as both teams have 3 more outs to work with. We'll be right back to you on the 7th and final inning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call for Myrtle Beach. We'll be right back. Aaron Neiman now stepping in. He's going to start us off in the top half of inning number 3. Left-handed hitter, off to a slow start. Hasn't gotten anything going. We've seen a lot of healthy hacks, a lot of good contact made by Aaron Neiman through practices. But, of course, when you step into an actual game, even if it is a real scrimmage game, you got to put bat to ball here. It's not just going to be right all down the pipe. And here he's going to send a grounder over to the shortstop. Handles it easily. The throw across. It looks like Neiman beat it out for a minute, but oh no. Referee, or excuse me, the umpire pumps his fist out. Number 1 is recorded. One away now in the top half of the final inning. Braden White pops this one up. This very well might stay in play, but the catcher, ooh, he just missed it. Just past the glove. You could hear it whistle a little bit as it flew on past. And with that, 1 strike. And Braden White a little bit lucky to get this one back. Braden White switched numbers as well, just like we were talking about Eli Stolfus, but it was Braden White who just swapped with Sam Luther. Luther, unfortunately, not on this trip, but Braden White and Luther switched number 10 and 11, so Braden White now carries number 11 with him on the jersey. So another one fouled away. Nolan Baker has Braden White in an 0-2 count. Excuse me. And here's the next offering from Baker. This one up high. Good take that time from Braden White. Not trying to get too aggressive with it and go down swinging on what was not a good one to hit. Casey Robinson on the on-deck circle. These two are a couple guys in the order that were not changed out whatsoever, just like a couple of the guys were. And here, Braden White skies this one out in the left field. This one, oh, needing to make the leaping grab was the left fielder. Don't have a name for him, but he just had to hop up to make the grab. Almost overran it. Granted, looking in the sun can do that for you. He's staring right into it, making the grab out and left. First pitch to Robinson. Oof, excuse me. Missed the mark down low. 1-0 the count. 2 away now. Isaac Lazar in the on-deck circle, but Casey Robinson needs to get on base first in this one. Just going to miss the mark outside. 2-0 the count. 2 away. Shaker Heights with a 1-run lead. And now here, deal from the righty onto the lefty batter. This one missing once more. This one inside and low. 3-0 goes the count. Robinson in good position and get on base, no problem. 1 for 2 has gone Casey Robinson. He's gotten a single to his name. But other than that, he has walked. But to counter that, he struck out here. 4 straight balls to Robinson, so he'll take the leisurely jog over to first base, and Isaac Lazar will get the opportunity to make something happen with 2 away. Perhaps a 2-out rally going now, even though it's not exactly a rally for Shaker Heights. Still hopefully able to get something going and build that lead up before they have to go on defense for the final half of the inning, even though Stolfus was looking dominant there in the 6th. You always love a little bit of insurance. Silver would be on deck. Right now the count is 1-0. Isaac Lazar, number 8 on the back of his jersey, number 13 in hockey. That's going to be something I got to get used to. And down low, once again, that's 6 straight from Baker. Just got to hit the mark. I'd be shocked if Lazar had the green light, even now on a 2-0 count. Baker checks over to Robinson, taking the lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Oh, but there you go. Lazar did have the green light, and that one, ooh, just called it foul. Would have been a hard throw to make across the diamond for that third baseman, Berger. 2 balls, 1 strike to number 8, Isaac Lazar. 1 man on, and it's Casey Robinson standing off of first. The next pitch from Baker. Sent over, outside. Robinson needs to dive back in, and the throw was on the money from Roche, but Robinson just able to beat it out on the head-first slide back in safely. 3-1 now your count, and it looks like Lazar might have the opportunity to work this into an RBI opportunity for Silver. But we'll see. Baker's next pitch down low, and it's going to be a ball, but here, Robinson in. Oh, looks like they ruled that one a strike, so it's going to be a payoff pitch to come on a full count. So big-time stuff here for Isaac Lazar. Can he build up on an RBI opportunity and make a base knock happen? Will he walk? Could he strike out? Well, here we come on a payoff pitch, 2 away. Casey Robinson taking the lead off of second. Here it comes. This one skied up out of play, back behind home plate. Tyler's that going to go grab it. Make that ball, get it back in play if they can. Here's another payoff pitch. Lazar swings to this one, and he'll send it foul once again. This one will go into foul territory, but it'll be a line. And so we'll have to do it again on a third payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We've been here for a minute now. We'll see what Lazar able to do here. Robinson still off of second. This one up high. Lazar will take it for the walk, and Silver comes on up to the plate. And, well, off of his last AB, he had an RBI double in his very first scrimmage knock here at Ripken. So 2 men on for Silver. It'll be interesting to see what he's able to do. He isn't due by any means. He's 1 for 1 on the day. But still, Silver's been one of those guys that's just been taking some nice hacks at the baseball. Whether it be in practice or, well, we just saw it moments ago. 2 away here, but 2 men on for the pitcher Nolan Baker wearing number 30. He's up against number 17 of Shaker Heights, Jeremy Silver. Holmes is up on deck. We'll see if he'll get the opportunity to make his way up to the plate. The first pitch to Silver, up high. Ball 1. And man, I'm sure both of these teams, of course, from out in Ohio, they are loving this kind of baseball weather right now. Yes, Shaker Heights has had a couple days actually in the 70s for practices, but man, Shaker Heights has had some cold scrimmages, especially if you flash back into the one against Beechwood that was at home. It was a windy day. Clouds in the sky. It was not a pretty affair. This one called strike. It's a bit of a surprising call in the lower inside corner. Silver shaking his head at the call, but he'll work his way back to the box. Left-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. Here it looks like 2 steals here, and we're going to get Robinson sliding in safely to third. Lazar works his way over into second, but now we're at a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out situation with 2 guys in scoring position. It's a tense moment for Silver. We'll see how he handles it. Shaker Heights up 1, but you'd love a little bit of insurance as we make our way into the bottom inning. Bottom half of the last inning. But here, Silver going to take strike 3. And so 2 men are going to be left on in scoring position. Silver, you can see he's clearly frustrated as he makes his way back into the dugout. But what can he do now? Well, it's all up to Eli Stolfus. He'll make his way back to the mound again. Save opportunity for Eli Stolfus, dominant in his very first 3 outs, where Fairbanks went 1, 2, 3. We'll see if he can get that kind of action going once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shaker up 5-4 in the last half inning. Last half inning now of regulation time, I believe, due to the fact that this is a scrimmage. No extra innings would be played. This one fouled up. Opportunity for Coxon to try and make the grab. He'll slide down and try to grab it, but unfortunately just not able to snag it through. Great effort that time from number 4, just not able to snag it up. And so now Stolfus just kind of giving him a pat on the back, saying you did what you could. Again, you're looking up into the sun. No cloud in the sky. It's bright as could be. Now here, Shaker Heights in dangerous position, though they have the lead. For Fairbanks, it's crunch time. 1-1 count to Madison, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Next pitch to him. Ooh, that'll just clip the bottom half of the strike zone. Unlucky call that time for Madison. We're number 20 here. And now here's Stolfus. Gets set on the mound. He's got 9 pitches to his name, the 10th getting set. We'll see if he can retire 4 guys on 10 pitches. Here it comes. And indeed, this one popped up over to the left side. This one should be handled by the left fielder. And indeed, Pevnik will get under it. And there is the grab for out number 1 here in the bottom half of inning number 7. Shaker Heights in good position now, especially with Stolfus cooking up something different on the mound. And we'll see. We go back to number 2 of Fairbanks. This one almost clipping him as that pitch came inside on the batter. The batter, of course, being Roush, number 2. 0 for 1 on the day. A couple of walks to his name. 1-0 count. And now Stolfus kicks his leg on the 1-0 pitch. And this one going to miss the mark just outside. Here's the next offering. 2-0 pitch. This one up high once again. So Stolfus made quick work of the first 4 batters he faced. Of course, he got the batters to go 1, 2, 3 in his first inning of show. But now he retired the first guy, but 3 straight balls. Can't imagine Roush has the green light here. And indeed, he'll take all the way for ball number 4. So 4 pitches will bring a walk out for Roush. And so what does that mean? Well, it means tying run is on and go-ahead run at the plate for Fairbanks. Stolfus just needs to set things down. Keep in mind, double play opportunity is in order for the infielders, but we'll see how that all works out. Here's the pitch, and this one, ooh, almost got him. Ooh, called strike this time here for Stice. 1 for 3 on the day. So here with an 0-1 count, Stolfus checks the runner over at first. Roush with a very conservative lead. Of course, he can't get thrown out in this kind of position. Here the throw, and Coxon tried to get him out over at first. He's keeping him close after he took a little bit of an aggressive lead when Stolfus let it go. Coxon not playing any games behind the plate, even though he is indeed playing the game of baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Here's the pitch, and here a swing and a miss. Good pitch that time. Phenomenal movement from Eli Stolfus. That one just dropped at the last moment, and he brought the swing and miss. Lovely stuff that time. Can he pick up another K on pitch number 18? Well, here comes the 1-2, and the swing and the miss. Beautiful movement on the pitch once again from Stolfus. And with that, Fairbanks down to their final out here at Griffith Field. Out will come Nolan Baker, the guy who was the relief pitcher for Fairbanks. Now is going to try to be a little bit of a hero for them in this moment. But the Panther swings through strike 1. Stolfus with a big-time opportunity to pick up almost where he left off last season and just come in and rack up saves like it's Emmanuel Classe. Here's the next offering. Here, a swing and a miss on an upstairs pitch. 2 swinging strikes for Nolan Baker down to their last out. And down to their last strike. Rauch taking the lead off of first. He's the tying run. Go ahead, run at the plate, but he's down 0-2. Pitch swing and a miss. And Stolfus back in regular season form. He made it look easy as he was able to retire 6 guys. He went 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. Unfortunately, let 1 guy on a 4-pitch walk in the 7th, but after that, not much else. Allowed no hits, and Stolfus commanding there as this game is over, and Shaker Heights will start things off 1-0 here in Myrtle Beach. They have an off day tomorrow, but then they're going to be back to it the next day. We should be back with you tomorrow as Shaker Heights softball will be getting things going here in Myrtle Beach. We should be back here on the Shaker Heights Athletics YouTube to cover that. But now this is where we're going to get set back up into the camera. Ooh, our iPad running out of battery almost. But hey, right now we're still with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Myrtle Beach. Shaker Heights got things started off just fine. They got 4 runs in that very first inning, but after that, not much else. They got 1 run coming very late, and it was in one of those middle innings, but yeah, just not much going on the bats after that first inning, so that's something Shaker Heights needs to keep up. Same thing we've been saying with like teams like the hockey team, is just that you have to keep going throughout the entirety of the game. You can't just score in the first period. You can't just score in the first inning. You got to play the game throughout every single period, inning, quarter, whatever sport it is. Shaker Heights going to need to do that on their baseball squad. But again, day off tomorrow. They should be having some practice, so they'll keep warm, and we'll be back with you in baseball coverage. Again, if you want to tune in to softball, we should be covering that tomorrow as well, so please be sure to tune in. I will be with you all week long for the Shaker Heights run, baseball and softball in the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach. Thanks for joining. Vaughn Ullum with you. We will see you tomorrow for some softball.